What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima,
This is not
not
another damn
another damn
podcast.
podcast.
Presented by
Our
our
damn
damn
selves.
episode 360. Full circle moment, I guess. Yeah. Not 180. Yeah. It's a full circle 360. Made a 360. That's a full circle. It's a geometry term for all of my geometry nerds out there. 360 is a full circle. Yeah.
Yes.
180 means you just gone to the opposite side of the circle. That's what you mean when people say you made on the opposite side. When they say
Yeah.
360, they mean 180. That's what it is.
And so many people say, I would venture to say maybe 5 out of 10 people say it incorrectly, I think.
Probably 50. Yeah.
Because I hear people mess it up a lot. And I'm just like,
Yeah. So 60 on that is like, so they right back where they started.
I don't have the heart to correct them. I just don't. I just leave some things alone. I do.
360 is what like I said, it'll be like the Can't Buy Me Love / Love Don't Cost a Thing. They made 360s where they started out as nerds, then they were cool, but then they were
We
nerds
became
again.
nerds
That's a
again.
360, yeah. Like, yeah. See, they
Nerd.
started out nerds, and then at the end of the movie, they're nerds again. It's like, yeah, that's the
We really
360.
believe Nick Cannon was a nerd, though. We never bought that Nick Cannon couldn't
It
pull.
wasn't believable. I
We
think
never
they could
bought
have
that.
character wasn't nerdy enough. The transformation
Yeah.
wasn't good. Yeah, it's like it
And the
was
fact that because like Nick Cannon always had like a je ne sais quoi like swag about him, so it's like Nick Cannon not being able to pull chicks, it
yeah.
didn't seem believable.
And it always, even back then, like before, like the situation, Buchanan always had a baddie on his arm, even back then.
Mhm,
Whether it's like Christina Milian, Selena Ebanks, it's like
mhm.
Kim Kardashian. He always had a baddie, even back
Yeah,
then. It's like before he get Mariah, he always had a baddie on his
yeah.
arm. Yeah. So yeah, it's
So
like seeing
shocking.
really.
That
That's why him pulling Zoe and Drumline, that was believable. Yeah.
was believable.
Yeah.
Him being an underclassman pulling an upperclassman who was
Yeah.
Zoe.
See, that's Nick Cannon, like those kind of
Okay.
roles, not him playing the nerd that can't pull the cool chick.
I'm
Yeah.
socially awkward and like that. I don't have I'm not good with the ladies.
They
So
had the guy. They had the guy in that movie that could have played that role. Like I think Keenan would have been better because like he was believable in that. Like yeah, like nerdy dude that couldn't pull a hot chick. Is like
I was gonna
I'd have
say
to
Kumar because Kumar was in it too.
Kumar too. Yeah, like, they
Kumar.
both work. Yeah, both and they
I was
both
gonna go
play.
with Kumar, but
I'm going with Keenan Thompson because you can see both of them.
Alpin, let me not call him
You can see
Kumar.
both of them like paying a girl to like go out with them. It's like you can
Yeah.
see that. It's like, okay, that's believable. Like you see one of them doing that. Let me pay this chick to like hang out with me. But Nick Cannon is like, I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
not believable.
The original movie, he definitely seemed nerdy. Like can't buy me.
Patrick Dempsey, yeah, Patrick
Uh,
Dempsey was a straight up
His
nerd.
transformation, he did have the glow up. But Nick Cannon pretty much looked the same. It's like he just had nicer clothes. Like he looked exactly the
Patrick Dempsey went from being nerdy to McSteamy. Like he, you can see like the plant seeds for when he was on Grey's Anatomy because he was mixed. Wasn't he McDreamy or McStill? Whichever one he was, one of them.
Big hottie, y'all.
I don't know which one he was. I didn't watch Grey's Anatomy.
I didn't either, but
I
I'll
think he
take.
made. I think McSteamy was Jesse Williams. I think was McSteamy, and maybe he was McDreamy. I think
Okay, so all he did was bang on that show, from what I hear. It's like
that's what I've heard too. But apparently they say that sometimes they say it'd be like that, like doctors do be looking up with each
what's the
other.
name was set up like that too. Which I believe it because of all the downtime they have is like Chicago Fire is set up as like it seems like all they do is like bang everybody. But I get it because like unless there's a fire going on, you in a firehouse for like what 48 hours straight. It's like yeah,
Yeah.
you probably gonna do some serious banging during that. And you got the perfect alibi, like even if you do have like
I
your
was at
wife or
work.
somebody else. It's like, yeah, like I was at the firehouse. It's like, yeah, yeah, you were slinging holes, slinging holes and pulling holes. Yeah, so, that's what you were doing.
I can't. I can't with you. I can't.
But yeah, we'd have made full circle moments in this.
Yeah. full circle moments of
Yeah.
now being a parent and seeing what mom went through about just
Okay.
running with your kids and because this was a long
You
weekend for
had a
me.
busy one. My weekend was pretty chill. It's like, yeah. So, yeah.
Mine was very busy because I decided to go out 2 nights in a row. Why I decided that I don't know at this point, but I made it because Friday night me and mom went to do this. We got super freaky.
Remind who you thought I was. I'm Rick James. Yeah,
We got super freaky.
Rick James story, which is going is there on tour right now. They stopped in Chicago this weekend.
Yes, they stopped in
Um,
Chicago for the
how
weekend.
was the
It was excellent. It was so good. Like
shout
I
out
didn't
Stokely from Mint
it,
Condition?
he did so good. Like I didn't know what to expect going in, but I was like, Rick James has a very interesting story. So I was like, it should look very entertaining. If it's executed properly, it can come off, it will be good. Like if they don't do it too satire, they don't like how when Jay Farrell did JJ, like he
No, the fucking
the live version of Good
the
Times.
studio audience show. Yeah, yeah, that wasn't good. Yeah.
Yeah, he went too far into it. So like we know Rick James was a character in himself. He was a character.
Long as you didn't Dave Chappelle that shit, like we're
He
like when
didn't do
that
it
was,
too
and he was
much.
supposed to like lean into that, like he did that on purpose.
Mhm,
Yeah, it's like,
mhm.
but
They
telling
did they
actual,
sprinkle little Dave Chappelle elements in, but it wasn't all the way. They sprinkled a little for the
like
comedy because it was just so funny for the
that's
comedy.
most people what they know. Like it's like it's kind of like the David Ruffin syndrome. It's like people know the parody more than they know the real story. It's like when people think of Rick James, they think of the Chappelle Show. A lot of people, so you got to put some of that in there. Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was a little, it was just the right amount sprinkled in, but Stokely, he really committed to Rick and like his man, like the way that he was the way he was just like moving and talking, his mannerisms, and he was just really he really impressed me. And even mom was like, wow, she's like Stokely really singing. Like he's not singing his normal range because Stokely has a real melodic, his voice is like silk.
Brown eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a silk voice, but he was doing them real James built
No,
like you
Rick
and
had,
I. Like he was belting
Rick
like
had
Rick
that
James. Yeah.
almost operatic voice. I would say like Rick.
You
Yeah.
and I. Yeah, he had he was a belter. Rick was definitely a belter.
Rick had that almost
Yeah.
operatic.
That's what I was waiting for. I was like, I'm waiting for Fire and Desire. I was like, come on, Fire and Desire. When they first showed Tina Marie, I said, okay, we got a couple more scenes, and now we're gonna get Fire and Desire.
Did they do Ebony Eyes?
They did.
I'll say you gotta have Smokey in that bitch. I love you.
And then I was like,
Guys,
I said, Ma, you don't remember this from the Everybody Hates Chris when like he was
Chris
dressed
dressed like Prince. Yeah. Well, I know this. I know Ebony Eyes because I'm old. That's why I know this. I remember when the original song was out. It was like the early '80s.
That shit was so funny because he was dressed as Prince singing Rick James. That shit was hilarious.
Mom don't remember Ebony Eyes. How you not know Ebony Eyes?
And mom was like, she didn't remember that from Everybody Hates Chris. I was like, you don't remember that?
Last, that's like one of my favorite Rick James songs ever. Rick and Smokey and shit.
Yeah, but they did some. They did. Of course, they did
video
Mary
was
Jane.
epic too with them stranded on a desert island. Oh yeah, like
You gotta have the Mary Jane sequence in. They did a nice Mary Jane sequence.
Mary Jane.
People behind me was like, "Yeah, I do it every day." And I was laughing because I was like, "What?"
Mom did. Mom probably didn't know that. Mom probably thought this song was about a woman and shit. That's
No, she knew it was about marijuana.
okay. So that
She
was
got that far removed.
Okay, so mom knows a little bit or something. Hilarious.
Like talking about drugs. I was like, well, it is legal in Illinois, so
Yeah.
it's legal in Illinois.
We got dispensaries now. You can go to your dispensary and buy it legally. You don't need a weed man no more now. The cats in the corner got that loud. It's like they still around, but yeah, you don't need them no more.
You don't even get that loud.
That loud. I
But
saw
it
one
was
on
very
71st and Jeffrey the other day, a weed man. That loud. It's like So I guess cats still do buy. It's like buying loose cigarettes. It's like which he also,
Not
also was
Lucy.
selling too. By the way, loose.
Not Lucy.
Yeah, loud and loosies is what he was selling. So I guess cats do still buy it,
It
even
was
with the.
very entertaining though. It was. And then the thing I liked about it too is I liked that his daughter was the executive producer of the show.
Okay.
So that was really nice. And we got to meet her and we got her autograph, and everything. So I thought that was really cool that like she did allow her dad's story, because a lot of people do be like they want to be guarded about stuff, but she allowed her dad's story to be told
It needs to be told.
in
We
a
need a
safe way.
biopic. Yeah, it's like
Mhm.
is Stokely biopic worthy, or would you recast him? Like, let's ask that question. Yeah.
Hmm. Because he did really good on the stage, but like he did very good. And then the
You
singing was
saw the play,
excellent.
so like, yeah, would you
I
go
think he
see
did
that?
an excellent job.
Would you go see a movie version starring Stokely?
I probably would. I like Stokely. I'm biased, so
Might be a good candidate to be cast as that role, man.
Mhm.
They recast like with the Wiz from Stephanie
Yeah.
Mills to Diana Ross, which was a train wreck. Like, so don't do that. Sorry, Diana, you're a legend, but yeah, that sucked though.
Yeah, they still definitely. The Stephanie Mills home version is still one of the best. Like hearing her sing home is,
I think of home. That's like her signature song.
yeah, she killed that.
First celebrity I ever met was Stephanie Mills. Metro Music, 87th Street. That's like,
On 4'9" of her.
that's when I said, oh, she's a tiny little thing. Yeah.
She's like my height.
Eye to eye then, because I was a young
You
fella.
were tall. You were a tall kid, so.
So yeah. Oh, she's little, yeah.
But if you're like if Rick is coming to your city, this like I would say I definitely endorse to say go see Super Freak. A thing I didn't like was like and even Jacarius Johnson was saying, yeah, he was like, I saw some of y'all with the phones out all night. He was like, post snippets, don't post the whole thing, don't post the whole play on your page. Like
Yeah,
just
because that's
post
the
a
thing is
clip,
like most
post
places
clip.
don't mind because they know we in the device
Social
era.
media, yeah.
Like, yeah, so like, yeah, get your clips and then put the phones away. Like some niggas gotta record the whole show. It's like that's where you take it too
So I
far.
saw I saw people, I saw the light, you saw the backlight on the phone. I saw people's lights the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can you even enjoy the show? Because like
They're not enjoying the show. They just
I
like
took a couple of pictures of stuff that was like, oh, this is a cool shot. And I just took my couple of pictures. I took no videos. I just took a couple of pictures and that was it.
yeah. Like when I
I
went to
didn't do video.
like when I go to the wrestling events, the WWE out in Rockford, like I get the ring entrances and then I put the phone away. That's what, yeah.
Yeah.
Until I'm watching the show. It's like, yeah. It's
Because
like I'm
like
like,
you can't
okay,
even enjoy
I
the
get him
show.
walking to the ring. I don't have the phone out the whole time. So I get him walking to the ring and then okay, put it away now.
But some people I could tell they record the whole play. He was like, don't put the whole play up, please. He said, just put snippets. He said, don't put this whole play up. Like, don't do that.
You gotta start Dave Chappelle in that shit. How Chappelle, like
Put it in a locker, you got
don't allow
lock your
phones in
phone.
his, yeah, because Dave, when he's on the road, he's working on material. That's what comedians do. When you
Mm-hmm.
see a comedian on tour, like especially a big comedian like him, that means he probably got a special coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, he's perfecting his
He's working on the jokes.
special. He perfected
Because the
it.
only
Yeah.
way to know if a joke hits is with a live audience. Yeah. It's like because your friends lie and shit like,
That's good.
yeah,
No, it's
that's
not.
hilarious, dog. And then you get on stage and it bombs and shit. It's like, yeah,
Your mama is the one who's gonna lie you the most. That's my baby. That's my baby. Your mama
he's
gonna
so
lie to
funny.
you.
It's like, yeah, no, he's not. It's like he sucks and shit. So you got to get out on that stage. It's like to see like
And
how
test it out.
really just because you're funny with your homies, you crack jokes, but like, yeah, those jokes might not land on the stage. So you got to get out on
Exactly.
the road in front of audiences and like to see like
Mhm.
how these jokes work. Because then you try, so okay, that joke didn't work. So the next night you try another one. Okay, that one did work. I keep
Mhm.
that for the act. It's like, yeah, so that's what they're doing. So like if you
Mhm.
bring in phones, it's like, yeah, you letting the jokes out. And sometimes you're getting a less superior version of that while they're still working on it. So like, man,
Right.
so look, Dave bombing last night on stage. It's like, no, he was working on the joke. He
But you
really wasn't
take this
bombing.
joke and then okay, it has some legs, so let me build on it. And then you build it and build it. So then it may have started like this, but now it grew into this, and now
Yeah.
it's a really good joke now. Because comedy is about the slow burn. It
Yeah.
is about that with the comedy. Like you have to have the build, and then it's like, hey,
I see
punchline.
what's the name got a special coming up real soon on Netflix. Cat, that's what I'm waiting for. Yeah, you know, it'll be his first one since the Club Shay Shay. So like,
And
I'll
I'm gonna do my
I'll
cat
let
with the
that.
cat with me.
Oh yeah.
When he was drinking. I'm drinking water though in mine, but water for me.
Wata.
But that was day one. And then day two, Saturday night, Ariana and I went here to the Auditorium Theater.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah.
dance, yeah, the South Chicago Dance Theater.
Yeah.
We got to see some interpretive dancing. They were beautiful dancers. They were really skilled in the technique. Only downside is it's like with younger kids, it's like the show is at 7:30, so they're already
I started
she
falling
started
asleep. Yeah.
by 8:45, she started trying
Can't
to
hang.
yeah.
Can't hang.
She was trying to like make like, and I said, I'm not carrying you back to this car. No, 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 I'm not letting you go to sleep. I'm not carrying you to the car. No, no, no. I can't carry my child no more. I can't. So I'm like, no, no, no. But it was a good show though. And you
I
know,
saw via his social media, I saw that the Fellers had them a nice little weekend too. I saw that Mark
yes,
and Khalil went to see the White Sox play. Yeah.
yes.
So that
And
was
then once
awesome.
again, children can't hang because Marcus said
Probably
that
fell asleep during the game, which is hilarious because like baseball games be loud as hell. I don't see how kids fall asleep.
he didn't fall. This is what happened. So like Marcus is because like he's still a kid. So like even though he's at the game and enjoy the experience, he still wants to be on the phone watching YouTube Kids, of course.
Oh, you're looking at his
Looking
YouTube.
at his videos of kids
He's still
opening
in
up
his
the
monster
gates.
truck phase, or is he on something else now? He might
He
be looking.
hops in now a monster truck.
He
He's
might
into
have been looking
Spider
at
Man.
might be
He's
looking at monster trucks and Spider Man. There
he's
we
in
go.
the Miles Morales phase right now. So what what Marcus was saying was that his phone wasn't the reception was being spotty in there because sometimes it could be spotty in the
Oh, it's
arenas or
hard to
whatever.
get and building these
Yeah.
sport buildings. Yeah.
So he said it was acting spotty, and then he said by like the end of the sixth inning, Khalil was like, I want to go. Like by the end of the
He didn't
sixth,
even
he was
make it to
like,
the seventh inning stretch.
he said they left at the end of the seventh. He said they did leave at the end of the seventh. That's
So
when
at
they,
least you heard to take me out to the ball. You came. You
yeah,
got
they
to make it
left.
to the seventh inning stretch, man. Yeah.
Nobody can do it like Harry though.
Like, Harry and Wrigley back in the day. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, we had the best.
That's
And
like
it was,
he was the best worst singer of all time. So it's like your
he would be
drunk uncle
fun.
singing karaoke. That's what Harry
He
was
would
like.
be drunk, but we didn't mind it because it was Harry. We didn't mind it.
He's living out his dream. It's like you calling baseball.
That's how he would sound.
All right, Harry Carey. Yeah. I remember when
But
he did the White Sox when I was little, because Jack Brickhouse was the Cubs guy, yeah, and then Harry was it, and then when Jack retired, and then Harry went to the Cubs. I remember that. Yeah. So,
I
yes,
didn't know that.
they both got history with the Cubs. Both the two legendary announcers, Jack Brickhouse and Harry Carey, both have Cubs ties, and
I
Harry
always
got ties
saw
to
about
both.
Harry being with the Cubs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, I was like I said, I was little, so you either a babe or you maybe have not even been born when Harry carried with
Right.
the White Sox, something like that. Yeah, you might have been, you probably were a baby then. It's like so you wouldn't remember that. Well, yeah, it's like the mid '80s or something like that.
The early to mid 80s, yeah.
Like that when Harry Carey called White Sox games.
But yeah, though, very, very very good thing about him going out. Like I said, because they had their guys' day and then we had our girls' day, and the kids had a good weekend. So
I just had a chill day.
as parents, though, we're tired.
Didn't do a damn thing. I was like, I've been
I'm
getting this.
looking. I'm looking
I've been
ahead.
getting this mind, body, and soul right. That's what I've been on.
I'm looking ahead in my upcoming weeks, and I'm like, I'm probably gonna be doing something every weekend for the rest of this month. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna get to rest. Like I'm just not this month. I'll eventually get to rest. Eventually, once the kids go on summer break and then they start summer camp, I'll get I'll get some rest, hopefully. But that was me in a nutshell. In a nutshell.
We mentioned White Sox and Sox Park because I'm not calling it this stupid name. Yeah, so
Still Kaminsky. We always Kaminsky.
I call it Sox Park.
Yeah,
Comiskey was demolished in 1991 to be, so I just call it Sox Park. It's like
the new like the 50 and the new 50. It's the new
the
Kaminsky.
new
So we've
Comiskey,
got
whatever
the
it
new
is.
Kaminsky.
But well, let's talk about we're talking about stadiums and old and new. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
talk about these Bears. Yeah, we got a lot of Bears news to talk about because the draft was this week too. A lot of Bears news. So like, yeah, so
Bear down, Chicago Bears.
bear down, baby. Chicago Bears, they officially released plans, like they released like the photos for the new stadium project. Yeah. This is
And
from
this is from
Bears,
their official website.
ChicagoBears.com. This is the real thing. So these are not this is not artist renderings. This is the real deal from the
Some
Bears.
artist renderings do be sending you off.
They make us like, ooh, that looks dope. It's like it's
I,
not the building.
you know
It's
which
like
ones I hate the most? I hate the artist renderings where they like put sequels for movies that never happened. Like,
yeah.
yeah, coming this summer, and you get excited. You're like, wait a minute, this isn't coming this summer.
So here's the plans. Like this is what they have. Like yeah, this is what
Hmm.
the new stadium. Like I said, they're gonna build it in the south parking lot, south of Soldier Field, right next to the McCormick Place, which you can see McCormick Place here in the background.
Right.
Gonna be in that parking lot, like just north of McCormick, just south of Soldier Field. As far as Soldier Field, this is what they're doing. What did I say? Like turn it into a fan experience. Looks like that's what they're doing. They're gonna gut the old Soldier Field, keep the columns up on the sides. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like you can see like I see a baseball diamond over baseball
Oh.
diamonds. It looks like it's like areas for like fans to like you could like picnic here and stuff. Yeah.
Hmm.
Like yeah. So it's it looks like they are gonna do what I said, like turn that into like a fan experience there. You could probably
Okay.
put screens up in there for like fans to like watch the game.
Watch the game. Yeah.
And you see like yeah, it's domed, which they should have done with Soldier Field, like when they redid it. Yeah. We got cause Chicago, we got
We
some
live in
harsh winters.
Chicago.
Yeah.
We live in Chicago. What were we thinking by not putting a dome up?
Yep. So Dome Stadium. So if this really is like what they come up with, I think it looks very nice. Yeah.
I think it does look nice, and I think that it competes with the other stadiums.
Yeah. So no more Arlington Heights Bears, at least like this is right where the right next to where the current Soldier Field is at. Yeah.
Any word of how would it be bigger inside? Any word about what capacity would be on the new one, or
It looks like it would be more because like the current one is like the Bears have the smallest
the smallest one? I know.
park in
Yeah.
the NFL. Like yeah, which is like crazy. It's like they redid it and somehow reduced the number of seats. Like they hustled backwards with that. The Bears got like a little over 60. Like so, I think that one would hold like between 75 and 80, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like 75 ish, let's say. Yeah.
Yeah. It
Which
looks nice to me. People talk about the park. It's like they'll probably have some underground, or like they could put
yeah,
like
because
the
parking, because like the tailgaters are worried about that. They said where the parking at. I think it's gonna be underground parking. They might have a small section for like tailgating, is what I'm thinking.
Mhm.
Like have like because I saw like I don't see it on this picture, but I did see a part where it had like a little tiny parking lot on the side. Like that's all the parking. It might just be designated for tailgating. It's like we
They
have a
can always
little
go under, or they can go upper because they have like the level parking.
yeah,
So we know about downtown Chicago, you have all the level parking
yeah.
like in
So they're
downtown
gonna have a
Chicago.
parking garage and then like maybe a
Yeah,
small section for like yeah tailgaters. That's what it looks like. Yeah. So
I think it does look good though. And then it's right there still on the lakefront because that's a big thing about the experience being at the Bears game. It's right there on the lake.
yeah.
So
And I said what Chicago was one of the few teams where like all of one of the few cities where all of our sports teams
are
are in
actually in
limits.
city limits.
Like that, you can't say that about other cities. It's like looking at
At the New York
right.
Jets.
The Jets and the Giants, they play in New Jersey. Y'all don't even play in the state and shit. It's like, it's like us playing in Gary and shit. It's like the Bears are like playing in Gary and shit. It's like you're not even in the state and shit. It's like it's like, yeah, it's right outside of it, but still low is like, nah, yeah. So that's the equivalent of that and shit. Yeah.
Not Chicago, Chicago. Do I need to bring that
Up
map
the
up
map,
again?
yeah.
Chicago, not
Find the map
Chicago.
and shit, yeah. Chicago, all of our teams play within the city limits, yeah. Sox, like I
Mhm.
said, they bitching about a new park, but the current one is in the city limits, yeah. The guaranteed stupid name park is like, yeah. And then Wrigley is like, yeah, they're on Addison, they right in the city. United Center is on Madison, yeah, in
Okay.
the city where like the Bears, I mean the Bulls and the Blackhawks play. I mean. And then even the Sky, they played Wintrust right in the
Interesting.
city. It's like, yeah, so all the Chicago Fire also play at Soldier Field. So they probably would play in this new building as well too. Like,
Hmm.
but it looks good. Like the only thing I don't like, they gonna take tax money. Is like they saying
Yeah, yeah.
this
That's the
project,
part right there.
this project is gonna be what 4.5, almost 5 billion,
4.6,
4.7
4.6
billion.
billion
Yeah,
dollars. I saw 4.6 billion. They said that the
half
owners,
half is gonna be like privately funded, half publicly funded as
they
well.
said 2 billion would be from the owners, and then the other 2.6 is supposed to come from us.
Yeah, so like over half is gonna be like publicly funded. It's like
So my question, I agree with some of the people in the comments that they said, so if we as taxpayers are we shareholders then?
yeah,
Do we get shares in this? Because if I'm paying my tax dollars as a Chicago resident,
yeah,
I feel like I should get some shares of the Chicago Bears.
yeah,
And as a Chicago paying tax person, I feel like we should also get $50 tickets on select games.
yeah.
Just saying. You have to prove that you're a Chicago resident, and you have to prove that because then everybody be like, I live in Chicago. No, you don't.
Chicago resident, and you gotta show
But you pay taxes.
your tax return. Yeah, so like yeah, prove like yeah, proof of address and then have your tax return for that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
prove
Because
that
a
you're
lot of people don't
actually
pay taxes.
yeah. So Chicago resident, and then like let's see your tax return for
Let's see that 1040.
2023 tax return. Yeah, let's see that.
Let's see that. So if you can show those proofs, that's why I say let us be shareholders and give $50 tickets on select games.
We're not saying all tickets just like have like we have tickets certain sections at games blocked off.
Certain games and certain sections.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that even for like all the I'm not saying like Monday Night Football against the Cowboys. I'm not saying that, but
Or
you get what I'm saying.
premium seating. We're not saying you got the
I'm
good
not saying that.
like you just like you give like some 200 level like yeah like the
Yeah,
club
like the
club
club. I like
level
nice
seats, yeah,
clubhouse level. Yeah,
club
good
level,
seat.
yeah.
Yeah, good seats because 200 is a good seat.
Yeah,
Don't stick us in the nosebleeds.
yeah, like don't have to be nosebleed but like yeah,
Yeah.
so happy medium in there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have us there. Have us like maybe we might watch I don't know who's a normal team.
The Vikings, I don't
The Washington is in Washington normal.
Washington, yeah, let's say
Yeah.
Washington, yeah.
Yeah. You could do that for the fans. Like do that. Give us our $50 tickets and let us be shareholders. And then that can justify the 2.6 billion that you want from us.
Please give us something for it. But here's
Give
the
us
thing: like
something.
these owners, they hold all the leverage. It's like, yeah, because especially with Chicago being such a sports town,
A sports town,
they can
yeah.
say like, oh well, we'll just take our business elsewhere. Yeah, we'll reload. We'll take the Bears to Florida or whatever and shit. Yeah, it's we'll go to Texas and shit. Yeah, no state taxes and all that. They'll pull that card and shit. It's like, yeah. And then the fans like would like, yeah, like especially like Mayor Brandon Johnson, like he'd be like getting death threats if that happens. Fans are serious about these sports teams.
They are.
So they're saying like, fuck it, yeah, let them move. It's like I don't give a shit. It's like instead of just telling them that, like, so they say, give me a new building or I'm moving the team. The Bears have been mid for like ever, so like yeah, just let them move. Instead of just saying, okay, yeah, y'all not even good. When was the last time you won a Super Bowl? It's like
When I was 3 or whatever.
40 years ago. Like, yeah.
Not too bad. What, 5 when they won?
Like that.
Yeah, like 5, yeah, when they last won.
But sports fans, they are blamed like the politicians. Like, yeah, like that's how that's why the Thunder exists. Why the Seahawks? I mean, why the Supersonics left Seattle and shit? Because of that, yeah. Because they wanted a new building. Because their building is kind of a dump, the Key Arena. I remember, and like they wanted a new building. The owner said, "Hey, like, and he's from Oklahoma, so like he's like I'm moving to my home state. Like the owner, like he wasn't even from. He had no ties to the community. He's like, dude, I'm from. Yeah, like I just moved a team there. It's like." And then he really moved it because Seattle said, "Hey, we got other shit to pay for. We're not paying." But they basically called the bluff, and then he relocated the team. Of course, fans were mad at the city more than him. They were mad at him too, but the city more than him. But and there's still fan groups out there like bring back the Supersonics. It's like it's groups out there that still want their team back. It's like
they should bring back the Supersonics.
it's and not David Stern, rest in peace. Adam Silver has been talking about expansion, like I've seen. Of course, like that will be one of the cities they expanded. They talking about adding 2 teams, like it's like Seattle and that, like Vegas has been mentioned as well too.
Okay, because they'll still keep an even number because there'd be 32 teams. Because 30 teams now, so keep an even number.
And then you could like reconfigure some because those are both West. Because we could move the Grizzlies to the Eastern Conference. It's like Memphis is way the fuck over there anyway. It's like Memphis is in the Eastern time. So like Memphis being Western Conference makes no sense. It's like
because it's in Western Conference west of the Mississippi supposed to be.
That's how it originally was. Like teams west of the Mississippi and then Western Conference east of the Mississippi was the east of it. How that happened because the Grizzlies started as the Vancouver, which is way there northwest. It's like way out there by Seattle and all of that is way northwest. So when they moved the team, they just kept them in the Western Conference and never like reconfigured it because to keep the numbers even on both sides. That's what that. But like so it won't be an uneven number. Just you can add the 2 teams and just move the Grizzlies to the Eastern Conference. So yeah,
right.
And bring Ja Morant and it's going to be Eastern Conference. Then there you go. Hilarious.
In other Bears news, like I said, we had the draft. Yay!
Yeah, NFL draft went down. Caleb Williams, welcome to Chicago. Yeah, everybody knew that. Like I said, I don't even watch NCAA, but I knew that name because there's been a lot of hype around dude.
Yeah.
But his on-field and off-field antics is like there's been a lot of hype around in Caleb Williams. So and when they traded Justin Fields, I was like, it's like they said, barring some serious fuckery, like they're gonna take this dude. It's like, it's Heisman quarterback. Yeah, like you're gonna take him. Yeah. It's like barring some weird shit. Is like
so now hopefully, like I said, we're now in the Caleb Williams
era.
Era now for the Bears.
Fields out, Williams in. So yeah, there we go.
So hopefully this will be
a lot of hype around this kid. So we're gonna see what happens. Is like
we've been not rolling the dice that well, I'll say. Yeah. Like you said,
especially with the quarterbacks, we had Fields. Then it was Trubisky before that, and then it was the Jay Cutler era.
Jay Cutler. He was the best out of all of them. He was the best out of all of them.
Well, I'm saying Cutler is the best quarterback in Bears history, like which is saying something. It shows you how bad the Bears have been with this quarterback stuff. It's like,
well, you gotta look and see during the different eras, like,
and just comparing like record wise, is like look at
Cutler does hold the record for like
compared to like any other quarterback the Bears have had. Is like
he does hold.
You 85 Bears fans love McMahon, but McMahon was mid and shit. Sorry, McMahon. The Bears that team was dependent on that Bears defense and Walter Payton.
And Walter Payton, yeah.
It's like it wasn't McMahon. It's like it was that defense and Payton is why that team.
So once that I remember the names of, I remember Fridge and Walter Payton. Those are the names that like I knew the best out the Bears.
Yeah. And even the other top guys like Mongo defense, Singletary defense, Otis Williams defense.
Oh yeah, Singletary, I knew that name too. Yeah. Singletary,
Richard Dent defense. It's all these were like most of the top guys were on that defense.
What about your guy Willie Gott? I saw on that
show. He was a receiver. He was mid too. Sorry, sorry, Willie. That's who McMahon was throwing to, Willie Gott. There we go.
The only reason why I knew his name was when I watched that show on MTV.
Right.
Show on MTV. I was like,
you said there was some bear on there, and then I watched it with you. So that's Willie Galt.
So there's some old bear on there.
I said he was Willie Galt. He was like number 83 with the bear. I remember.
I had no idea who
he was. Old. You remember like the cast numbers? You know jersey numbers. You old.
You're like, oh man, that's Willie Galt.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The Bears, all my life, have been trying to find that quarterback. It's like I remember Harbaugh and Kramer. You don't
It's
know
like
these names.
after
I remember Jim Miller and fucking Rex Grossman and shit. It's like
Rex Grossman. I remember the
I
Rex
remember
Grossman era.
Kyle Orton and shit. Is like, yeah, like they really been
Yeah.
like on this quarterback tip. Is like, so hopefully they found the guy. It's like it's like, even though
Yeah.
he's yeah, like somebody's like his antics is like he's but then again, like Chicago, but the Bulls once had Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
And he's eccentric like that, like Caleb Williams. He's like he's real. That's what I would say. Eccentric is what I would say. But yeah, he's an eccentric young man. It's like yeah,
He marches to his own drum, basically.
so yeah.
Because I
Chicago.
don't know anything about him, so I mean, I would have to see like what his antics are to see like
It's
what.
like he paints his nails and shit like that. He's a very eccentric dude. It's like
I mean, like we didn't grow up to Dennis Rodman.
so say
Like,
thing with cats like that is like long as he's cold and shit, if he balls, nobody will give a shit about any of his off field antics. It's like, yeah,
mhm.
if he comes in and struggles, he's gonna get buried for all of that shit. It's like
Dennis Rodman, okay, he showed with colored hair, wearing a feather boa and makeup and painting nails, but he would grab 30 rebounds
yeah,
in a
he
night.
went balls.
Like,
Nobody gave a shit. Like if
like,
Rodman
yeah.
was scrub and shit, he would have got buried for that shit. It's like, yeah, it's like that's the thing with you can be as eccentric and weird as you want and shit. If he comes out in balls, nobody will give a shit. It's like, yeah.
At all.
Yeah, that's the thing. So he better come out to swinging, like, yeah, because they giving you the keys, like they giving you the keys to the city now, literally. Building a whole new, like, well, this like project is coming together. So like under the Caleb Williams era, like is when this is probably going to start and shit. This new
And then
lakefront
this
stadium.
project is still years away, so people get all their pennies
Yeah, like
years,
it's yeah, this thing won't be complete for at least like
a
5 6
decade,
years. I'll say maybe close.
probably close to a decade.
Yeah, but yeah, completed. It was like I don't even know when they would break
Because
ground.
they're not even this is just still in talks now. It's like
Yeah.
nothing.
This is just an artist rendering. It's like okay,
This is a proposed.
this is
This is a
what it would look
proposed.
like. Nothing has been agreed to.
Yeah,
But
proposed stadium.
it's like
Proposed solution. It's just proposed right now. It's nothing set in stone. Nothing's been
basically
signed.
like you countering what they were doing in Arlington Heights. That's what this is. It's like okay, like Arlington's offering you that because this is what we're
This is
offering.
what
This
we're
is
offering.
Chicago's counter offer. It's like yeah.
And
So
then you gotta go with what you feel would be best for your needs.
because the whole Arlington, which we talked about previously, is Bears fans don't want him in Arlington, and Arlington Heights residents don't want the Bears.
Don't want them in there. Yeah, don't want the Bears.
We don't want that. We want you fucking drunk Chicagoans coming out here.
We don't want you riffraff out here. Let's call it what it is. Because sometimes fans can get a little bit rowdy, especially when alcohol is involved, your team's losing. You can get a little rowdy. You can.
We don't want that shit. Yeah. On both ends, it's like, yeah, whether you're losing or if you're winning. If you win a Super Bowl, they're gonna tear the city up too. So even when you're winning, you get rowdy. It's like, and that's what's funny about like sports is like if your team loses, you violent. If you win, you violent. Like I was there, like when I was flipping over taxi
jumping on,
cabs.
they were jumping on the cars like this. The Bulls.
The Bulls are winning titles. I'm old enough to remember that shit. I saw it with my own eyes, flipping cars over and shit in taxi cabs. And they won. So imagine if they lost, like what would happen and shit. If Paxson don't make that shot, what would happen? It's like shit.
3 brick.
Imagine what would happen then. It's like
Yeah, but sometimes fans do go way too far. Like who was the one kid, the one with the Bears that missed the kick?
Parky,
You know,
Parky.
there you go. There you go. And like they said, he had to like basically run out of town because
He got death threats. Is like
he got death. Like they would damn near chase him.
He left after that. That's the reason why he's not the kicker anymore because of that shit. Yeah.
People were saying jokingly like they was like Parky get in his car and they showed like somebody like jumped through the window while the car was driving. It was like that's how he had to leave. Like he had to like jump while the car was moving.
Man, it's like yeah.
Because they were chasing with pitchforks damn near.
Yeah.
Like the way they were like after that boy.
It's still fans that are mad at Russell Wilson for throwing that interception in the Super Bowl. And he don't even play there. He had been traded twice since that. He went to Denver and now he's with Pittsburgh. And it's still Seahawks fans that are mad that we could have won back to back. That's still mad. I said he probably got over there the next day. He went over like and banged Sierra. Probably the next day it was over. Fans like 10 years later, you still mad. It's like, yeah. So I gotta find his wife. I'm rich. Is like he probably was. That's why what LeBron said what he said when they lost to Dallas. He's like, well, same problems those people, and he's kind of talking shit now. He said something about with being down against Denver. He kind of said something like
this. He said at the end of the day, it's
just a basketball game. He kind of said something spicy the other day like that.
And they said that means that he's giving up, but then they won. So now they're still down 3-1. But
3-1 as we speak, but they didn't get swept. I think that's what he just wanted tonight.
That's what I said. I said
Denver and 5. So yeah, I think he just didn't want to get swept.
I said the egg
back to back year. It's like you don't want to get swept.
Egg on his face from last year getting swept by Joker last year. It's like he don't want to get swept. So, I mean, now you can say, okay, I didn't get swept and then it wasn't on your floor. So if Denver does win, then they went on their floor for game 5.
On their floor. And by the way, we were a play-in team anyway. Yeah. So I would talk shit like nobody thought we were going to win. What do you say?
Here we go. We were a play-in team. It's on their floor. And I'm 40 years old. LeBron 40 years old. LeBron does turn 40 this year. Yeah. So it's like
the oldest player in the league, yeah. Like so.
We're from being the youngest to the oldest.
Yeah, we getting old. I remember when LeBron was the youngest.
Full circle.
LeBron was 17 when he got drafted. Remember? Yeah. So
yeah.
So yeah, I remember LeBron.
Remember when he got drafted?
Yeah. I remember
as an 18-year-old kid starting. We remember seeing 18-year-old LeBron playing.
I remember LeBron when he got drafted and they had the King James Nike commercial. That's when I was like really, like, I don't, yeah, there's too much hype around this kid.
This teenager, this kid, it's like that.
I was like, y'all laying it on too thick. And when he proved himself to me, it was against Detroit in the Eastern Conference Finals that one year. Like the year at Baby Bron when he scored all the points in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Yeah.
You remember it's like 07. Like it was a year they went to the finals of LeBron's first finals against the Spurs. But that Eastern Conference Finals when they played Detroit, that's when I said, okay, this dude is special. That's the first time when I saw that LeBron. When I saw
that team was awful. Yeah. He carried that team to the finals.
What was LeBron had to be like 21 there and carrying. He carried those scrubs at 21 to the finals. A bunch of scrubs, yeah.
Big Zeke.
Was Varenjao around then? I don't remember. It's like, but that team is that particular team is like,
that team was terrible.
A bunch of scrubs, like,
LeBron.
21 carried a bunch of scrubs to the final.
It'd be like when you said back in the day, like if Elton Brand carried those Bulls to the final.
Yeah, exactly. Brand was number 1 pick in Chicago back.
A bunch of scrubs.
Same.
That team was awful.
About to look up some of the other Bears picks. It's like, Caleb was the number 1 overall pick, but I'm gonna look up some more just before we wrap this segment up. Yeah. We pull up the damn draft tracker.
I'm feeling optimistic about it, I guess.
Yeah, they had a good draft. Like, not only did they take Caleb number 1 overall, USC, they also took with their 9th pick, Dunce, I think his name. They took a wide receiver from Washington, so they had 2 first rounders. Yeah. And so now he got somebody to throw to. There you go. It's like, right out the gate, you got somebody to throw it to. Yeah.
You gotta have somebody to throw to. You need someone to throw, and you need someone to throw to.
Yep. Somebody got to catch those passes. So yeah, on the other end, there you go. So that was the other first round pick they had. So I'm like, okay, yeah. So
and they gotta have hands like mitts, like they do have big hands, like football. To be like, you gotta have like huge hands if you gotta catch the ball.
Yeah, like receivers, you look at their hands; they are huge. It's like,
their hands do be like 3 of mine. Looking like a baseball glove, like their regular hand, like that.
That's true. And I forgot, they also acquired what's his name? Remember Jonathan Owens, like Simone Biles' husband. He acquired him. So the Bears are making moves. Yeah, they're making positive moves. Yeah.
So now, Simone, you gotta come get some deep dish pizza.
Yeah, she's probably already or come get some Harold's or something.
You gotta get some Harold's. Get some Garrett's popcorn.
Get you a 2-piece from Harold's, god damn it.
We always feeding people in Chicago. It's okay though. We're a food town.
Let's get her an Italian beef and shit. Yeah.
Chicago style hot dog.
I go hot and a Maxwell Polish.
No ketchup.
That's up, absolutely. Yeah.
Blasphemy if you put ketchup on a hot dog in Chicago. You're gonna get flamed.
Yeah. That's why I was mad looking back at Cooley High. Like you tell that Glenn Turman wasn't from Chicago. When he was like at the zoo, he's like, he asked if she have ketchup for the hot dog. I was like, yeah, he definitely ain't from Chicago.
That's not authentic Chicago.
And the chick looked at him crazy. He said that was accurate. It's like, nah, we don't have ketchup. He's like, yeah, you got mustard. I don't like mustard. Yeah, he was like really distracting her, but yeah, that's why the chick looked at him crazy when she asked for ketchup on the house. So they did do that part accurate. She's like, ketchup. It's like, yeah, nah, I ain't got no ketchup. It's like, you ain't got no ketchup.
In Chicago, we don't do ketchup on the hot dogs. We don't.
Well, they did their homework on that scene, like when Preach asked for the ketchup, and then you want ketchup on the hot dog? Really? He's like, yeah.
I do like it. I do like it. In the meantime, so we can stay in the sports realm because there's a lot of exciting going on right now in sports. What about these playoffs now? Like what's the
little update? Let's do that.
What's the update on the playoffs?
So far as no eliminations, but I can pull a bracket up and see where we stand.
Yeah, like what are we looking at now? What's
like
the
no eliminations like so far. Let's refresh this because it's
I know nobody eliminated as of yet, but we have some
we mentioned Denver being up 3-0 on LA. That's what we did mention that.
Oh, 3-1. Be up 3-1.
3-1. Did I say what did I say? I don't know.
3 nothing.
3-1 on that. That's right. They didn't get swept. So here's where we are. 3-0 is where the Thunder and Pelicans would stand right now. So
yeah.
I said the Pelicans would get swept. I think I did say that. Yeah.
I have to go back and listen.
I think I said it, but I'm not.
I may have said it too. I gotta look back.
Team up 3-0 on the Suns. Ooh. I thought the Suns would take. I thought that would go longer because I thought Durant and them would like man up for the playoffs, but they haven't. No, that's the only 3. Yeah, that's the only So
is Father Time starting to catch Durant? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, like like this era they're getting older. LeBron, KD, Steph.
Steph is turned what 35, I think.
35 he turns, yeah.
Yeah, Steph is turned 35, so it's like
they didn't even make the playoffs, yeah.
And Durant would be like 33 or 4 or something like that.
34-ish, something like that, yeah.
So when you think about like 30, like obviously in the general scheme of things, 34 is very young. If you're 34, when you like most people are like really just getting into like their careers at 34.
Yeah.
You may have started a new job, like you may have started like a whole new
might have started over, or if you've been on your job, you really leveling up at that point.
Just get into your groove. Like now I'm a manager here or whatever. But in sports, 34, that's like, okay, you're gonna retire in a year or two. Like you old as hell.
Basketball, like
yeah.
Miami stole game 3. That was game 2. I mean, that was a nice surprise.
Yeah, that was a surprise because I thought that Boston was going to.
I was like, okay, they stole it on Celtics home floor. I thought that was going to be a sweep. Yeah, I was like,
okay. The fact that Boston was up by like 30 at one point, weren't they? Like on that game 1, like that's why I was like, oh, they're going to cream them. I was like, but he getting swept, but they getting swept. Yeah. Marcus was like, nah. He was like, the Heat is not going to get swept. He said because they're very feisty. The Heat,
like they didn't make. They made the finals last year as an 8th seed. And they made the finals in the bubble. They were like a lower seed then.
Yeah, they're feisty.
Yeah.
And you have to give a lot of this credit to Coach Spoelstra. Like Coach Spoelstra knows how to make those adjustments because like he looked okay. Okay, you could tell as soon as game 1 ended, he was like, okay, let me get this film out. Okay, y'all did this right here. Y'all did that right here. Y'all did this. Y'all did that. So you could tell Spoelstra made his adjustments.
Yeah.
You know.
Cavaliers Magic 2-2. No surprise there. I knew that would go long.
That's going better than
I think this one to go long to the Mavericks Clippers. That's like the 2.
Yeah, I think that's one to go long.
Yeah. Both of those might go 7. Yeah.
The Bucks and Pacers, that's kind of has me like, what?
Yeah, Indiana.
But Giannis is out though, so
another one of those feisty teams, Indiana though.
and Giannis is out.
Yeah.
So when you lose a player like Giannis,
The
everybody
best
else,
player is like, yeah, you lost.
everybody else has to be damn near perfect. Like, I mean, you can obviously play without Giannis and still win,
Yeah,
but
you still got Dame and like other guys, but
Middleton, like, but they have to be perfect now. They can't have a night where like, okay, I'm shooting 2 of 20 tonight. Because sometimes you have those nights when you shoot 2 of 20.
Yeah.
But you can't have those nights when the star players are. You gotta be perfect.
This one too is interesting. Are the Knicks gonna Nick? It's like, yeah. They came out game 1 and 2 and like kicked ass, and then Philly beat them in a blowout in game 3. Game 4
Well,
it happens today. We don't know who's gonna win that.
Well, they were back on their home turf, so it's like
Yeah.
the Knicks did what the Knicks did
Knicks
what they're supposed to do, because it's like when you have home court, you're just supposed to protect your home court.
Yeah.
And just still win.
Yep.
Still win. Like the Celtics has home court throughout the whole playoffs. Like they have home court.
Miami had to steal that one. That's all they had to do. Was like, now they got to get another one because they lost game 3. It's like, but you got to steal one in Boston, like, which the Heat did. It's like, yeah. Well, yeah, the Knicks, are they gonna Nick? Yeah. It's just gonna go tied 2-2, or the Knicks go up 3-1. We'll know by the time this comes out here.
I mean, I think that's going to be the best series of the first round is the Knicks and the Sixers. I think
that's the one I was most excited about.
I think it's going to be fun. Which we call low key. Like I said, they're not getting the attention because it's Cleveland and Orlando, but like the fact that they're going toe to toe, but people aren't hyped about them like that.
You look at their lineup.
They are, but but because it's Cleveland, so it's like people are not.
The only time people care about Cleveland is when LeBron was there. It's like outside of that, nobody cares. It's like,
because even though it said, "Do you go to Cleveland? Do you like it? Do you like it here?" That was accurate.
Only when LeBron is there, when people care. It's like outside. They cared about Cleveland. Like I said, they've had a good team. Like I said, they had Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Mobley is like
they got some pieces.
They got a stacked team.
They got some nice pieces. They do, but because it's Cleveland, they're not going to get the attention.
Nobody's paying attention. I said in Orlando got all those.
They got a little squad too.
Got all those high picks, so it's starting to pay off. With the help of us, it's like
Vucevic,
Wolves helped build that team because you gave up 2 first-rounders and Wendell Carter. You gave up a lot for fucking Vooch and shit. Yeah, who's a scrub now essentially. It's like you gave up too much for him.
Which I mean, like I said, he's a mid player. He's not a bad player, but all that's a bit much for. That's a bit much.
Wolves could have been in that 4 or 5 seed now without the trade. And Orlando will be like we're in a play-in where the Bulls are now.
Yeah, we should be swapped basically. Should be. That should be us. That should be us right there. That should be us, not them.
I should post let's say if Orlando advances, they beat Cleveland. I'll post Eddie Kang and say,
"How does it feel to be me?" Beat me.
I'll post that.
But yeah, that is the whole, when you look at that, the whole dynamic of that. So
very exciting time. But we touched almost every sport. We talked baseball because Marcus and Khalil went to the game. We talked football.
And they did win the game. Marcus, even though they left, he said that they won. They went to extra innings, and he said they did hit a home run.
It's good they left when they left because it went to extra innings. It's like,
Khalil would have been.
Khalil really would have been, can we go? Like he really would have been out of it once the extra innings. It's like,
I could tell Khalil probably fell asleep in the car because it's more he still had on his stuff. So Marcus probably just put him in the bed.
With his clothes. So had his little socks jersey on.
He still had his little jersey on this morning. Like, mommy, I slept good last night. I got a lot of sleep. I mean, I could tell you got a lot of sleep.
I don't remember. He was just last thing he remembers was leaving Sox Park, and then he was in the bed. Like
he was in his bed.
Last thing he remembers.
That's the magic of being a child. You're just magically transported to your bed when you're a child.
We're at the game, and now I'm just at home in bed. That's all. You don't remember nothing that happened in between that shit.
Not the car ride home, nothing.
None of that being carried out to the car. You don't remember any of that. We just after
Only thing
the
we don't touch is really hockey because like we're not that in the know of hockey. I admit that. I
yeah,
know
I
nothing
don't know
about
even
hockey.
know I'm sure I think the Hawks suck. I don't even think they made the playoffs. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they suck now. I was like, yeah. I don't hear any playoffs talk for the
I
Blackhawks.
think they're in the process of rebuilding too. I think
They
they're in
are.
a
Yeah.
rebuild.
They're in a rebuild, so I'm pretty sure they didn't make
Because
that.
people were saying, all right, Bears, all right, Hawks, all right, Sky. They're like, Bulls, what are y'all doing? I thought
Yeah,
people about
because
that
we
like
talked
saying
to
like
Sky. I'm gonna say we talked to Sky a little bit because they with Cordosa and Reese, like they she had her introduction, her press conference the other day. Yeah, so yeah.
she should get that on a shirt.
I know, yeah, she did. That's how she got famous because of that. Yeah, because Caitlyn was like, yeah, like was already like making noise even last year, and then when like
Mhm.
Angel got like, who's this girl getting in her face? That's what it's like. So that's why we even know who Angel Reese is because of the all of this and all of that. That's why we know because of that. Yeah.
And the angel just put it back to her, like, okay, you did that to people when you eliminated, so I'm about to eliminate you, so I'm gonna do it back to you now.
She got in her face. That's why, yeah.
I like Angel though. I think I do want to go to I want to go to some Sky games. I think I'm gonna take the kids.
Why?
Not that one against Caitlin because they price gouging for that. I'm not going to
Okay.
that. I'm not going to that.
The one everybody's waiting for, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Indiana.
not doing that
I know.
because
People are
they are.
saying that like I said, the timeline makes sense, like I said, because WNBA is about like 25 years until the
Yeah, 25 years.
so people are saying that that Caitlyn and Angel could be the Bird and Magic of the WNBA.
Mm,
Like that, yeah. The
I
time
like it.
like yeah, because the Bird and Magic came about 25 years into the NBA's run
NBA in the
when they
early
showed
80s.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was about 25 years in. So like they
And
could
then
be
you
like
have
the
and then
Bird
you
and
had the
Magic.
white all-American, like, yes,
Yeah,
I'm
and
the hit
the
from
flashy black one is like
you
yeah.
got the
So
flashy black one.
mm,
Yeah, I like it. So
I
that
could
means that
I'd
can
be
we
down
make
for some Showtime Sky. I'd be
I was
down.
thinking the sky be Showtime. Can we make it like that? We got the girl,
Cordova,
the center.
Cordova's Kareem. There we go. Let's see.
Hey,
Come
hey,
together.
hey.
She get a sky hook. It's like
If she learns that sky hook, the sky and the sky hook, there you go.
look, there
Hey,
you go. Yeah, she needs to be
hey.
like go get some training from Kareem.
Because that basically is an unstoppable shot. It is. It's like you can't.
Unguardable. Yeah, I only
It's
saw it block. The
unguardable.
only person that ever saw block it was Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain is the only thing. It's the only guy that was able to block that
Does
shot.
Ibaka never do it?
Just Wilt was the only guy.
Oh,
Was
what's that? Because I think like I would think that Matumbo could do it. No, no,
no,
no.
no. Kareem was retired by the time Matumbo
Oh,
came.
that's right.
He
Okay.
never.
That's
He
right.
might have got him. He was retired by then. Yeah.
Because Matumbo, no,
Only
no, no.
Wilt is the only one I saw block this guy hook. Yeah.
That's right. Because Kareem was leaving out when that was, yeah.
Yeah.
But Wilt was what, 7'5", seven
He was
four,
up there
3
like
something. Like he was,
seven.
yeah.
But that's what I've been seeing. They've been comparing it to like they can be like the Bird and Magic of the
I like
WNBA. I'm
it.
like, yeah, they could be in the Bird and Magic are the ones that put the NBA on the map.
Yeah.
Before that, nobody gave a shit about the NBA. And then that rivalry is what got people entered in. Jordan got them across the
And then
finish
Jordan
line.
just
Like they set the table,
jumped
and then
man.
Jordan got him across the finish line. So like
Yeah.
we waiting whoever is Jordan out there, like yeah, like whether some female prospects. So what's her name? It could have been Gianna Bryant if
Gianna
she was around.
Gigi.
She
She
could have been the
probably could have been
Jordan.
that, yeah.
She could have been Jordan if she was still around. Like they like Angel and Caitlyn are like Magic and Bird, and like she could have been Jordan. Like, well, we gotta find the next Jordan.
I like it though, because it is time for the WNBA to get their flowers.
They got a lot of attention. They like here's what this is the
Time to
first
get
time the WNBA draft got as much attention as the NFL draft. It got
nice.
it got a lot of attention because of Caitlin Clark, more because like
I like it though. I like it.
it got this the first. I can be honest, like I've never. This is the first time I ever gave a shit about the WNBA draft. I've never even knew when it was. It's like
And then
it's the
here's the
first
thing
year I paid
and
attention.
here's the
So
thing
yeah,
about it too with that is that it's not on purpose, because if you don't like how many television shows were great TV shows, but they just were not promoted and
yeah,
they got canceled.
that happens. Yeah,
Like South Central was a great show.
yeah. It didn't
It's
last.
no reason that should not have had 4 or 5 seasons. There's no reason they should not
Instead
have
of
done
instead of 4 or 5 episodes, it should have 4 or 5 seasons.
easily.
Yeah,
Great show.
yeah,
Great show. But it got canceled.
yeah.
New York Undercover was a good show.
It had a good run. Yeah, it
They had a
just
good one, but they never promoted it.
it didn't promote it like NYPD Blue on ABC. Because people said in New York Undercover was like the hip hop version of NYPD Blue.
Yeah.
It was like NYPD Blue for us, basically. Yeah, it was like
Malik Yoba even said that. He said like when you go to like the studio, he said like our pictures were never up, like they never promoted us. But
yeah,
somehow they just kept on surviving because it was a fan base, it was like a culture. It was a cult classic,
yeah.
basically.
New York
Like we
Undercover.
watched it.
New York Undercover is streaming on Prime right now. By the way,
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and start watching.
there you go. I watched a few episodes recently, so
When
that's
G
all.
brought the gun to school.
I gotta find that episode and shit.
I'm gonna take my gun. What do you mean your gun?
Me and your gun, and then he finds a gun in his bag, and he's like,
Gun. G, badass kid.
"Shout out George Gore the second."
I just want to go to Natalie's. Like, I wanted to have a club like that where I could go after work and see
And that was the holdup. I guess they finally cleared the music rights because
I
like
wanted to go
that's
to
why they
Natalie's.
couldn't stream New York Undercover for years because music rights are real goofy and weird like that.
Mhm.
It's like so those music rights, I know it's a nightmare clearing that.
I
Yeah.
need some of those renditions that some of those artists sang because Tina Marie sang "Wishing on a Star" and it
Okay.
was incredible. Like I need that version of her singing "Wishing on a Star." Somebody who sang "The Closer I Get to You," was it maybe Tevin Campbell and Brandy? I think maybe did that. I
I
think
forget
they
what
did that
song
maybe.
Aaliyah did a song too. I forget what it was.
Choosy Lover.
Tuesday Love. Oh, that was she ended up remaking that
She
deal.
did, ain't that, yeah.
Right. I know
Mhm.
she did a song that somebody else made, but that ended up being on One in a Million eventually.
Mhm.
Lover. She ended up remaking that. Yeah. Yeah.
But man, I need some of these versions that these artists sang because yeah, they were really good.
I'm ready to wrap this up. Well, we'll touch on this real
Oh,
quick. It's like Harvey Weinstein. Let's talk about we ain't got time to break it down if we running long already. You saw his New York rape conviction was overturned, but don't have any fear like he's not getting out for all of the conspiracy theories. That's the New York charges. He also had California charges that he's still convicted of.
did he
This
get
was a mistrial,
hospitalized again?
similar to Cosby. Like they included evidence that they shouldn't have. That's what these DAs are fucking up. Is like, yeah, just try the case. Like let the evidence speak for itself. You ain't got to put no extra sauce on that shit. It's like that's what they had like inappropriate witnesses. Like you can only have witnesses like the ones that he was accused of attacking and the only ones that should be able to testify.
Mhm.
Can't just bring like any woman up there that doesn't like Harvey Weinstein to testify. They did bring up like women that had nothing to do with the case. And of course, like you got a good lawyer, they can get that overturned. It's like, yeah, like, well, why was this good just able to testify? What about this one? That's
Like the
why it got
lady,
overturned.
like
They
with the
say he got
Homer.
in. Yeah.
I've never met Homer Simpson, but he touched me. Like on
Like
the
that,
Simpsons.
it's like, yeah, you
I've
have
never met Homer Simpson, but
inappropriate witnesses like
you
that.
can't do that.
And that's why they overturned it. So and that case probably will be retried, so he probably will get convicted again. Like Barnes with unless they just decide they don't want to retry this shit because he's already in prison for the
Unless
hell.
he gets unless he gets taken out because then he get hospitalized again, I think.
Yeah, he's like old and sick and shit and all
Like
this.
he's like when he showed up at that one court case that he was like
He was on a walker and like all of
the
this.
oxygen and shit. I was like,
Yeah, he's going to die in prison. Like
he showed up looking like death at that one
like
thing. I was
this,
like,
he was talking about that saying like, are they letting Harvey Weinstein? I was like, no,
no, they're
he's
not.
not getting out. It's like, yeah, he's still convicted of the LA trial. Unless they find some fuckery in that trial. It's like, but yeah, he's still
Bottom line, DAs, do your damn job.
yeah, putting extra sauce because that's what with Cosby they used illegal evidence because they put
Sealed documents, yeah.
the deposition that was sealed, and then with Weinstein they had witnesses testifying that shouldn't have been testifying. Like, so just stop it, like Michael Jordan, stop it,
It can help.
stop it. But I'm ready to wrap this shit up. I just wanted to touch on that because like that was a big story. I saw people crying about that. I'm like, no, he's still locked up. Like he's not getting out. Have no fear and shit. Yeah. But definitely appreciate you supporting another damn podcast, episode 360, full circle, baby. You want to support us further with this full circle? Give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. Talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC, YouTube, Amazon, Alexa devices, and you can follow me, Ozman the Wizard, on Instagram, TikTok, and X, and Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well.
And you can check me out at MSIMA8626 on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Also, STR8GULLEY1 on X, STR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page and check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs.
Hey, I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later. I'm gone.